What is happening is outrageous. Thousands of drones and unmanned aerial systems flying above us, and our government is not telling us who's operating them and for what purpose. I don't believe that the United States of America, with its military capabilities, does not know what these objects are. And what I'm asking, and what we're all asking, is for you to be straight with us and just tell us what is going on. As Vito says, this is creating havoc. People are confused, they're concerned, they have anxiety, they don't know what's going on. There's all sorts of theories that are out there. And the best way to address this is to just be honest and tell the American people what.
Elizabeth, well, I got to be honest here. You know, when this story first came out a few weeks ago, as a resident of New Jersey, as a journalist, I didn't pay it much credence. I thought it would turn out to be a bunch of pranksters and this would all be over by now. The experience I had last night, however, changed the way I feel about this story completely. What I saw was more sophisticated than I ever imagined. Take a look.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 5 lights, 6 lights.
I didn't believe what I was seeing, but what was I seeing? We're here in central Jersey. We've been looking for the past hour. I think we've seen about 40 or 50 of these drones. In fact, there's one over my shoulder right there. One after another, these drones appeared in the night sky. If you look real close, they look like fixed-wing aircraft, about 8 to 10 feet wide, colorful, white blinking lights.
That is not a plane.
Definitely not an airplane, but what was it? Hours earlier, I was invited to join the Ocean County Sheriff Department. They launched their own drones to see if they could intercept the mysterious aircraft New Jersey residents have been reporting in recent weeks. The department says these mystery drones evade detection because they don't give off heat like regular drones. Why do you think that is?
We don't know. It's just something that we haven't, it's not something that we've had our hands on. It's not something that we've experienced.
Something they hadn't experienced until now. One of their officers called 911 after seeing 50 of them come off the ocean.
Advised after we made contact with that officer that there were 50 that came off the ocean.
50?
50. That was my reaction also. There were 50 that were coming off the ocean.
And this is a sworn officer?
A sworn officer, yes. We contacted the state police, we contacted the FBI, we contacted the Coast Guard, at which point the Coast Guard went out with their boat and they reported seeing 13 following their boat. And then the Coast Guard also advised that they went over them about 300 feet and had a wingspan of about 8 feet.
I see one right here.
Did I see the same thing that officer saw? I'm still not sure. What I can show you is this video. What I can tell you is I've never seen anything like it before.
Wow.
When things like this are happening, it seems everyone starts to look up, like my crew and I have been here in Mendham recording this video that you're looking at right now. We have no idea what it is, if it's a natural phenomenon, because it could be, but this is why so many municipalities are now asking people to reach out and send their videos to them or to experts who might be able to sort out what they're seeing in the skies. But I guarantee there are so many people looking up and making those recordings because this mystery is one that needs to be solved. For now, we're live here in Mendham Borough. Tony Yates, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Lee's saying he's wondering whether or not that might be the moon, Tony, but you pointed out it's exactly the question people are asking. What is it?
No. Yeah, no, we're looking at the moon right now, and that's nowhere near the moon.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm telling you, they're not moving. They're staying stationary. They're hovering.
They kind of look wide too.
Look at the lights changing.
It is moving.
No, it's not.
It looks like it.
Yeah, but they're not moving. That's an airplane. Hang on.
Which one? The one closest to the Capitol building?
Hang on, let me zoom out a little bit. Yeah, that's an airplane.
But the one in the middle, that one.
That's an airplane. You can see it moving.
Yeah.
The one to the right. or over here.
The one behind the Capitol building is not an airplane.
Or over here. That's an airplane. Okay.
Yeah, over there is, but look at
Yeah,
that one.
and I'm saying, like, when you look to the left of the Capitol,
That
those are not moving.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. They're here.
Can we go back in the car?
They're here, Ella.
More drone sightings force a local airport to shut down, the mounting frustration over the mystery in the sky. Good evening. I'm Jessica Moore. The number of drone sightings across the tri-state area has been growing over the last 2 weeks, with more than 3,000 reports in New Jersey alone. And with no indication the sightings are coming to an end, local and state officials are becoming increasingly impatient for answers. As Alicia Reed explains, they also want authorities to destroy any drones that may be considered a threat.
It's smooth sailing at New York Stewart International Airport Saturday night, unlike the nearly hour-long delay the evening prior after a drone in the airspace stopped all flights.
It's always a nuisance.
Drones have been spotted throughout the tri-state since mid-November. The FBI says they've received about 5,000 leads since then.
It's not good.
Only about 100 have led to action by the FBI. In a statement, Governor Kathy Hochul says in part, this has gone too far. She's calling on Congress to pass a bill that will strengthen the FAA's oversight of drones and give select state and local law enforcement agencies the right to detect, track, or even destroy unmanned aircraft systems, or UAS. New Jersey Congressman Chris Smith plans to introduce legislation that would authorize training for state police across the country to track and take down drones.
State police, probably a designated unit could be established, have real experts.
Over 50 local, state, and federal partners have engaged in the investigation, including the FBI, DHS, and FAA. A rep from the Department of Homeland Security says they're confident many of the sightings are manned aircrafts that are being misidentified as drones. The FAA says it is legal to fly a drone during the day or at night, as long as it's below 400 feet and isn't causing a hazard. But restricting airspace is a problem, and that happened here. At Stewart International Airport, Alicia Reed, CBS News, New York.
Stay with CBS News New York as the drone mystery continues to
says 3 nights this week he's tracked drones over Temecula.
The size of a car, it's kind of crazy. It's something that not a lot of people can believe because it's so outlandish. It's the size of a car.
And he's got no doubt these were indeed drones.
I've played with drones as a kid, and I've had the little tiny square ones or whatever, but these ones aren't like that. And so they're just giant triangles with lights on them that are dead silent.
And then there's this video sent to NBC4 tonight from Hemet, a viewer saying they spotted 2 drones just after 6 o'clock. Similar sightings are spreading on the East Coast, Maryland, New York, New Jersey.
I've never seen anything like it.
Calls coming from state and local officials demanding answers and accountability as to what's soaring through our nation's skies.
No state can become the Wild West of drone activity.
Maryland's Governor Larry Hogan says he captured drones hovering over his home. Senator Andy Kim says he saw this over a reservoir in his home state of New Jersey while he was out drone hunting.
Some appear to hover or at least seem to be in position.
They're not really doing anything. They're just existing. They're just flying around. And then the other night we found out that there was like 5 of them that we watched go from northwest to directly west, over the hill of Rancho California and directly towards the sea.
Tonight, the FAA responding for the first time on camera to all these drone sightings, reminding the public of the rules.
It's okay to fly them in most areas as long as you stay below 400 feet. And if you're flying at night, the drone must have certain lighting.
But anxiety is spreading online.
Because I'm freaking out over here.
And so is this drone watcher in Temecula.
Considering what you can put on them in terms of thermal imaging, night vision, weapons, there's a lot that can be done with drones, so it does make everybody quite uneasy.
Tonight at 11, the drone mystery making its way now to New England. Good evening, I'm Darren Metello. So you may have seen some of the videos online. For weeks, people in New Jersey, Virginia, Maryland, and now California say they've spotted large drones or other unidentified flying objects in the sky. Similar sightings are now being reported from the Cape to the Granite State. And now tonight, it's still unclear who or what these drones are. Our Mary Marcos is in Boston with new developments.
This is so hard to see, but it's flashing and it's stagnant.
From the Cape,
those are all drones,
to the Granite State.
Is this a spacecraft?
Dozens of people across Massachusetts and New Hampshire are catching unconfirmed sightings on camera, similar to the drones that have been seen flying around New Jersey in recent weeks.
I mean, they were huge.
Lindsay Muto says a dozen drones were hovering around her home in Harwich, so she called the police.
It's very concerning and unnerving and unsettling.
To my knowledge, I think we were one of the first departments to bring it to anybody's attention.
The Harwich chief sent out a release to let people know police are aware. He says an off-duty officer saw two similar drones near the station that same night.
We don't know what these are. We don't know if they're associated. They're just similar to the reports from other parts of the country.
Meanwhile, more than 150 miles away, a family in Barrington, New Hampshire saw a similar sight. These 8-foot-long drones hovering around 200 feet above ground.
We never thought we would see it on our backyard.
The roar was a different roar. I'm retired military, so it was something I haven't heard.
Massachusetts Governor Maura Healey says she is monitoring the situation closely, and state police are working with the feds.
I think we definitely need some answers. I think a lot of us are a little concerned. You know, we have little kids at home. These things are flying over our house.
I don't think anybody's comfortable with it. We just want to figure out what is this and kind of go on with our lives.
Now, federal authorities have said there is no evidence to suggest these drones are a threat to our public safety or national security. Reporting in Boston, Mary Marcos, NBC 10 Boston.
The drones also impacting travel in at least one area. Last night, about 60 miles north of New York City, Stewart Airport was forced to shut down its runways for an hour from drone activity. Governor Kathy Hochul responding, saying the situation has gone too far. She's now calling on Congress and the Biden administration to take action.
We know we disagree about that, but we have a whole day ahead to go on this. Before we go, one of the things you have as president is the access to all the information in the world, all the mysteries out there. And I was just struck in the last couple of weeks, we're reading more and more reports of Navy pilots seeing lots and lots of UFOs. Have you been briefed on that? What do you make of it?
I have. I think it's probably... I want them to think whatever they think. They do say, I mean, I've seen and I've read and I've heard, and I did have one very brief meeting on it, but people are saying they're seeing UFOs. Do I believe it? Not particularly.
Do you think you'd know if there were evidence of extraterrestrials?
Well, I think our great pilots would know. And some of them really see things that are a little bit different than in the past. So we're going to see. But we'll watch it. You'll be the first to know.
I want to be the first to know.